Good morning, Cracker Crew. How you doing? Jeff with HCAS Systems, obviously. So if you know who I am, you know why you're here. I'm going to show you this one. This is we're going to do this for the location today in Crystal Lake. They're having issues with their keypad system on their handicap door opener. So if you have never worked on these, they're pretty simple. So this one, you basically have two screws to take it off, and behind there is going to be the plates for the screws for the back box. No big deal, simple and easy. A lot of these you'll have two different choices on them. So this would be like your mechanical. If you had a switch, literally you could just do straight mechanical. If it's a hardwired system, you got one in, one out. Basically, you're just crossing them. As you push that down, it opens it up. The other version is to have a wireless receiver, which is pretty common. You see a lot of that now. So this would be here and here. That would basically be your switches. Then you're going to tie your transmitter, which you can see turns red. You would tie your transmitter into your receiver of your actual operator, and then as you depress this, literally all I'm doing is depressing it, you'll see the light will come on. So, boom, shorts it, let go, turns it off, push it, shorts it. You get the gist. It's basically just taking these two and shorting them, other than it's tied into a transmitter here, and then the receiver would go inside the building and it would be tied into your access system or whatever you want. And that's really simple. 9-volt battery. It's put in the back box here, mounted on a post outside. Really simple. There's nothing special to it. You just need to know whose system it is, and need to know how to do a little bit of programming. Very easy though. Literally just give it power, make sure it's wired correctly, push a button, push that button, it's linked, it's ready to roll. So we'll check in today. I'm not exactly sure if they have a hardwired or a wireless system. Either way, they had a round-faced one, which I do not have. They have that guy there, which I do not have, and none of my wholesalers seem to stock that, so they're going to have to either let me order one in, or I'll give them the other option. I'll put a square one in and we'll start over. So we'll be back on that. We'll check in as we can. Thanks, guys. Since I'm in here, I'm also going to be doing a full access system for a church in the area. They have basically two doors, glass doors. I'm going to route in electrified lock body. I'm going to run power to it, and we're going to have remote releases, and we're going to have a two-way intercom system and flush bolts on the actual doors. The problem with these guys is, they have a pretty small budget, so I'm trying to shave off as much as I can for them. It's not the typical way I would do things. I would route doors, but they were like really fine with me putting just flush bolts on, surface mounted on the side that's not going to be locked, and then I'll have to obviously route in the new lock since there's nothing there. We're going to run a wire up the frame, then into the header, and then over the ceiling tile and into another room to get power. That's a big power supply under there. That is just a paddle. We're going to have a key on the outside, which was another issue that they had. They didn't want to pay for an extra key or whatever. I'm like, you know what, I'll throw it in. I'm just trying to be nice to the church. I don't even go there, but I'm always nice to churches, so try to give them the good guy deal. So it'll be two transmitters, two of the video conference telephone systems, and then one camera that's mounted by the door. And that'll probably be at the end of the week, so I'll make a couple videos on that. I'm probably going to take a couple days to do that. Just it's not a huge job. It's probably only like the 4-hour job, but I want to make sure before I start to get too deep that the phone system, I've never used this phone system. Not a huge fan of this brand. It's the Seco alarm. I've used some of their stuff. It's passable, but it's barely passable in my quality control end of things. I don't really like them, but you know what? That was the only thing that was in their budget. So I'm going to see what I could do for them. I'm going to get that in first. That's what I'm actually waiting on. I had all this other stuff in stock. I'm just waiting on the Seco alarm two-way video and audio system, so I could make sure that A, it'll get to where they need it to be, even though it's only about maybe 50 feet. I just don't trust anybody's schematics on how far they broadcast, so I want to see if it's truly legit. If not, I don't want to go any further until we figure out how we get video and audio to them so they could see who's at the door, so they could release them. All right, we'll be back. Thanks. What's up, guys? Jeff with HKS. Working on my Combi Plus, the new one, the dial safe manipulator. Working on that right now. Got some videos going on that. I'm learning the system, so I'm not going to be releasing something. It'll probably be a week or two, but yeah, this thing's freaking awesome, man. It does a lot of stuff, but going over all the results so far and system and fine-tuning things. Using it with Lagarde right now. Sargent and Greenleaf, I actually don't have an issue usually manipulating. That's a little easier for me than the Lagardes, because Lagardes use what's called oblong wheels, basically, so they're wheel shadowing, so you can't always get the contact points. But anyways, I digress from all that, because that's something I've been working on. I'm going to be working on it probably the whole weekend here too. I'll get a video out. I don't want to go too much into depth of what I'm doing there, but today we're up against the safe. I'll post a picture there. It's just going to be a Canon safe, which is pretty common. I have repair parts for those. I don't always stock those, but I do have those. The problem is the guy's got the combination, just literally spins. So we'll be back. I'll post a picture of that and give you my indication of what I'm going to be trying to do. Alright guys, so we're heading out. We gotta go open up that safe. We're going to do the 4x4 trick, see what the dealio is with it. If I have to drill it, which I don't know if I'm going to have to drill it or not, it's going to be a 1/8 inch hole, super tiny through the side to push the bolt work back. Then we got a Schlage mortise lock to fix. Then we have a 3-point locking system to fix for one of our commercial centers. So we'll be checking in throughout the day. Take care. Jeff with HKS. Hey guys, Jeff with HKS Systems Lock and Safe. Hope you're doing well. So I went and opened up that Canon gun safe. That's the problem, was this lug. This goes in the spindle of the bolt control handle. He was turning it so hard, it snapped off that weld. A good Chinese safe snapped off that weld, and that pin fell out. So it was sort of like your steering wheel was in your hand. Doesn't matter how much you turn it, it wasn't doing anything. It wasn't connected. So Jeff Rowe, being the hack welder he was, took care of that, re-welded it, and I'll be replacing that at the end of the week. Take care, guys. Hey guys, Jeff with HKS Systems Lock and Safe. Hope you're doing well. We're going back to fix up that Canon safe. We had to weld the arbor on there for the bolt control handle that broke loose, bringing the repair kit. It's going to be very, very tiny. It was a 1/8 inch hole, which if you're in the know, 1/8 inches tinier than the tip of that guy. So super, super tiny. We're just going to put a drop or two of the steel epoxy in there, steel stick, and then we're going to cover it up with a couple drips of black touch-up paint. It's on a black safe. So I'm also going to do them the favor and put these guys in. They never put it in from the factory. That's a friction bushing to push on the back of the bolt control handle, and ideally it's, if that works loose, the set screw comes loose, which I'm going to Loctite red. That'll also give you some friction to open up the safe one last time to repair it. So we'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to do that in the morning, and I'll take some video if I can. Thanks guys. Alright, hole's about patched. Just got to color that. Putting the new spindle in. We are red Loctiting that. We're going to, obviously that's welded, tighten that up, and we're going to put our past inspection sticker on there with our name and phone number. Should be good to go. Thanks.